Hi again everyone, I'm back. So let's continue how to write your research methodology in chapter 3. So stuck on chapter 3 of your research paper? You're not alone. The methodology chapter is the blueprint of your study. It explains how you conducted your research. So today, we will break down this crucial chapter into simple parts. So, let's dive in. First up is research design. This is your overall plan. You need to state whether your study is qualitative, quantitative, or mixed methods. Then be specific. Are you using a descriptive survey, a case study, an experimental design? So for example, you might write, this study employed a descriptive correlational research design to describe the variables and examine the relationships. So, justify your choice briefly. Why is this design the best fit to answer your research questions? Next, describe your research setting, the specific environment where your study took place, like particular school, company, or community. Then, define your respondents and sampling procedure. Who is your study about? Your entire group of interest is your population. For instance, all senior high school teachers in District 10. Since you can't study everyone, you select a sample. Explain your sampling technique. Was it random sampling? Purposive sampling? For example, a total of 150 students were selected using stratified random sampling to ensure representation from each grade level. Now, the research instrument. This is the tool you use to collect data. Did you use a questionnaire, an interview guide, a standardized test? Describe it in detail. If it is a survey, what section does it have? Did you use a Likert scale? If you adapted the instrument from previous studies, cite the source. Also, mention if you conducted a pilot study to test your instrument on a small group before the main data collection. This helps identify and fix any problems early on. This leads us to two of the most important concepts, which is the validity and reliability. Validity asks, is my instrument measuring what it's supposed to measure? You can establish this by having experts evaluate your questionnaire. This is called content validity. Then, reliability asks, is my instrument consistent? If you give the same test to the same people under the same conditions, will you get a similar result? A common way to measure this is using Cronbach's alpha, where a score above is 0.7 is generally considered acceptable. These concepts prove your data is credible and trustworthy. Now, outline your data gathering procedure step by step. This is a chronological account of what you did. For example, step 1, we secured a permit from the school principal. Step 2, we scheduled and administered the survey. Step 3, respondents were given 20 minutes to complete it. Step 4, completed questionnaires were collected, checked, and tallied. Be detailed enough that another researcher could replicate your study exactly. Once you have your data, how will you analyze it? Statistical treatment is your plan for processing the data. You must match the statistical test to your research questions. For example, to describe the profile of respondents, we use frequency and percentage. To determine the average level of satisfaction, we use the mean. To test the relationship between two variables, we use persons R. Always states the significance level, which is usually set at 0.05. And that's it. Let's do a quick recap. A solid Chapter 3 includes research design, your overall strategy, setting and respondents, where and who you studied, sampling procedure, how you choose your participants, research instrument, your data collection tool, validity and reliability, proving your tools works, data gathering procedure, your step-by-step process, statistical treatment, how you analyze the data. Remember, the goal of Chapter 3 is clarity and replicability. Be precise, be detailed, and justify your choices. Thank you everyone, and God bless.